The local share market is eyeing record high levels this week as investors await key data and news on international interest rates.
Chris Kohler joins us now. And Chris, how has the market opened? Could we see new record highs today?
Good morning, Annalise and Kieran. Yes, we certainly are in the hunt for record highs today and this week if we don't get them today. As I speak to you, the market is open 0.4% higher at 6,819 points. Now, if we close the session above 6,828 points, that will be a new record high for the ASX 200, overtaking the 2007 highs. Now, the all-time highs, the highest intraday level, that's still a little way off at 6,851 points, but certainly all eyes are on these record levels as we receive a push further from Wall Street in the most recent session on Friday, which also hit record highs. So a lot of attention on equities this morning and this week. Just to get you across some of the stock moves, IT sector is having an absolute belter this morning, leading the index higher after the likes of Alphabet really helped with their quarterly earnings late last week, pushing the Wall Street tech sector higher. Banks are creeping a little bit higher, but it is the mining stocks that are dragging on the local market this morning.
And what will the market be looking at for this week? I guess the inflation numbers?
Yeah, that's certainly a big one, Kieran. We've got a few things on the agenda this week. On Tuesday, we've got building approvals. And then, as you say, on Wednesday, the big one here will be the quarterly CPI read, the inflation numbers there. But also looking internationally, the Federal Reserve will be meeting this week. On Thursday morning, our time in Australia, we'll know whether or not they do cut interest rates, as they're widely expected to do. More interest rate cuts are expected to follow from the Federal Reserve in this global easing environment that we have here. And then, obviously, towards the end of next week, eyes will start to turn to our own RBA, which will meet on Tuesday next week. No cut there expected after back-to-back cuts in June, July.
And just finally, how did the auction market perform over the weekend?
Yeah, Annalise, it was a better week for the property market. We saw the combined capital city clearance rate hit 71.2% around the capitals. Now, that's from 1,115 auctions. So that is a higher number of auctions and a higher clearance rate, which is something that we haven't seen for a little while. Sydney continues to run pretty hot, 78.5%. There with its preliminary clearance rate, according to CoreLogic. Now, that is the fourth week in a row that Sydney has recorded a plus 70 clearance rate. Meanwhile, Melbourne recorded 74% from its 546 auctions over the weekend.